Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins where ordinary pocket change turns into extraordinary treasures worth millions. And today we're talking about a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters across America and beyond, the 2009 D1-cent coin. A simple Lincoln penny that has been valued at an astonishing $21 million due to its rare minting errors, hidden flaws, and unique historical circumstances that make it one of the most sought-after coins ever discovered in the modern era. Now you might be wondering how a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could possibly reach such a mind-blowing value, and the answer lies in a combination of minting mishaps, production errors, variations in design, and the fascinating year of 2009 itself, which marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, leading the U.S. Mint to release a special commemorative series that unknowingly produced one of the rarest and most intriguing coins in circulation. The 2009 D penny was part of the Lincoln Bicentennial series, struck at the Denver Mint, and it featured four unique reverse designs celebrating different stages of Lincoln's life, from his humble beginnings in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional growth in Illinois, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. But what makes the 2009 D1-cent coin particularly valuable isn't just its design or historical context, but the peculiar and often subtle minting errors that occurred during production. Some examples include off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverse errors where parts of the design appear duplicated due to die misalignment, and even planchet anomalies where the metal blank wasn't properly prepared, causing unusual textures, cracks, or incomplete designs. There are also instances where the copper plating on the coin's zinc core didn't adhere properly, leading to exposed zinc patches or bubble-like distortions on the surface. Collectors have also reported instances of the 2009 D penny being struck on the wrong planchet altogether, such as being accidentally minted on a blank meant for a dime or foreign coin, which significantly boosts its rarity and collectible value. Another fascinating aspect of this coin's mystique comes from the fact that 2009 was a low mintage year compared to other Lincoln penny issues, particularly for certain design variations, meaning fewer coins were produced at the Denver Mint, and finding well-preserved specimens with rare errors has become incredibly difficult. Some of these error coins were likely mixed into circulation, passed through countless hands without notice, and only years later did sharp-eyed collectors realize that what looked like an ordinary penny could actually be worth a small fortune. The most astonishing discovery came when a collector reportedly sold a pristine 2009 D penny with a dramatic double die reverse and misaligned die clash for an unbelievable $21 million, shocking the numismatic world and proving that even in modern times, minting mistakes can lead to astronomical valuations when rarity, condition, and collector demand intersect perfectly. Experts believe that the appeal of this coin goes beyond its physical flaws. It represents a convergence of history, human error, and artistic craftsmanship. The Bicentennial Lincoln series already holds sentimental and historical importance, and when paired with the quirks of the minting process, it becomes a tangible piece of American heritage frozen in copper and zinc. Another factor driving up the value is the condition of surviving examples. Most 2009 D pennies found in circulation show wear, scratches, or discoloration, but those preserved in mint state condition, particularly those graded by professional coin grading services with a rating of MS68 or higher, are exceptionally scarce. When one of these high-grade specimens also happens to contain a dramatic or visible error, like a doubled motto "In God We Trust" or a misaligned image of Lincoln's log cabin, it becomes a one-of-a-kind rarity that wealthy collectors are willing to pay staggering sums to acquire. Some even speculate that part of the mystique behind the $21 million valuation comes from private auction battles where collectors compete fiercely to own a piece of numismatic history, driving the price up far beyond what traditional market estimates would predict. The psychology of rarity plays a huge role here. When an item is both famous and nearly impossible to replicate, its perceived value skyrockets. In the case of the 2009 D penny, even small differences, like a die crack through Lincoln's portrait, a slightly rotated die strike, or a misaligned mint mark, can create unique varieties that don't exist anywhere else. Each of these anomalies tells a story of how even the precision of modern minting can falter, producing unpredictable and beautiful accidents that become treasures. Another intriguing aspect is that the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial pennies were composed of copper-plated zinc, which was introduced in 1982 to replace the pure copper composition of earlier pennies. Over time, this plating can react to the environment, creating odd color patterns or oxidation spots that make certain coins appear distinct or artistic in their imperfection. Some of these toning effects are natural, while others result from chemical inconsistencies during minting, but either way, they add to the uniqueness of each coin. In addition, because 2009 marked such a symbolic year in US coinage history, many people began hoarding these pennies, not realizing that a few of them contained major minting blunders that would later make them legendary. Coin experts and appraisers have since emphasized the importance of examining 2009 AD pennies carefully under magnification, as subtle features like doubling on the date, cracks near the rim, or slight off-centering could mean the difference between a regular penny and a multi-million-dollar rarity. Some professional numismatists even theorize that undiscovered varieties may still be sitting unnoticed in coin jars, old rolls, or bank boxes, waiting for someone to recognize their true worth. The possibility of finding a hidden treasure keeps the fascination alive for hobbyists and serious collectors alike, fueling a kind of modern-day gold rush among penny hunters. Another key point is the significance of the Denver Mint itself. The mint mark denotes coins struck in Denver, Colorado, and throughout history, Denver-produced coins have been known to exhibit unique striking characteristics due to differences in die wear and metal preparation compared to those minted in Philadelphia or San Francisco. This means certain Denver coins, including the 2009 AD penny, show sharper or sometimes inconsistent details, which can amplify the visual impact of any error present. A number of reports have surfaced about coins that appear to have ghost-like impressions of Lincoln's portrait, faint reverse doubling, or even partial repunching of the mint mark, an occurrence extremely rare in the modern minting era. All of these traits combine to make the 2009 AD penny a perfect storm of collectability, historical value, and intrigue. And beyond the technical details, there's also an emotional and cultural connection that boosts its worth. Lincoln's image has graced the penny for over a century, and 2009's designs reminded the nation of his enduring legacy. To own a coin from that year, especially one with a unique story and an astronomical price tag, feels like holding a tiny piece of American history infused with chance and craftsmanship. For some collectors, the value isn't just in the metal, it's in the narrative, the thrill of discovery, and the knowledge that something so small could carry such immense significance. When we talk about a $21 million penny, we are not only discussing the economics of numismatics but also the romance of collecting itself, the idea that hidden fortunes can exist in plain sight, that everyday objects can become timeless artifacts through a mix of history, human error, and luck. So if you ever come across a 2009 AD 1-cent coin, don't dismiss it as ordinary change. Take a closer look at the details, inspect the mint mark, observe the texture, the rim, and the strike quality, because you might be holding one of the rarest coins ever made. Whether it's a dramatic double die, an off-metal strike, or a unique die clash, the world of coin collecting has proven time and again that one simple mistake at the mint can turn a penny into a priceless masterpiece worth millions, and the story of the 2009 AD penny serves as a shining example of how history, rarity, and curiosity can transform something small and simple into a legend that will forever capture the imagination of collectors and dreamers around the world. Next 1992 1-cent USA coin, we uncover the most unbelievable stories behind rare coins that turned ordinary pocket change into treasures worth millions. And today's incredible story revolves around the 1992 1-cent coin that shocked collectors and numismatists around the world when it was discovered to be worth an astonishing $18 million because of its rare and fascinating minting errors and mistakes that transformed this simple copper-plated zinc penny into one of the most desirable and valuable coins in American coin history, a story that combines luck, precision, and the mystery of the U.S. Mint's production process in the early 1990s. The 1992 1-cent coin may appear at first glance like any other penny featuring the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but under closer inspection, collectors began to notice something unusual, something so rare that only a handful of examples were ever confirmed to exist. And this rarity is exactly what drove its value into the multi-million-dollar range. The first thing that stands out about this coin is the error known as the close AM variety, a tiny detail in the spacing of the letters "A" and "M" in the word America on the reverse side that changed everything for collectors. On regular 1992 pennies, the letters A and M are spaced apart, known as the wide AM, but due to a die mix-up, a few 1992 cents were struck using a proof die intended for special collector coins, which had the close AM design where the two letters nearly touch. This small difference, barely visible to the naked eye, created one of the rarest and most valuable modern coin errors in US history, and when combined with pristine condition, its worth skyrocketed to millions. The story behind how such an error occurred traces back to the Mint's preparation for the next year's coin designs, as in 1993, the Mint transitioned to using the close AM design for business strikes, but some of those dies were accidentally used early in 1992, resulting in a very limited number of these transitional errors escaping into circulation unnoticed. The fact that such coins managed to circulate at all adds to their allure and mystique, as they could have been sitting in someone's change jar, grocery store till, or a soda machine for decades before being recognized for what they truly are, a mistake worth a fortune. Experts and coin graders who have examined these coins often emphasize how subtle the differences are, and how most people wouldn't notice unless they knew exactly what to look for, but for those who did, discovering a 1992 close AM cent was like hitting the jackpot. The reverse design wasn't the only fascinating detail. Sometimes these coins exhibit other minor die characteristics like slightly doubled lettering or minute die polish lines that indicate the die was not meant for mass production but for proof quality strikes, adding yet another layer of rarity to its story. The combination of a transitional error and production mistake makes this coin incredibly significant to collectors, especially since the number of verified 1992 close AM cents is estimated to be fewer than 20 examples known in all conditions, making it rarer than most famous collectible coins from earlier centuries. When a coin like this surfaces, it creates waves in the numismatic community, with bidding wars breaking out at major auction houses, and collectors willing to pay extraordinary sums to add such an anomaly to their collections. The highest known sale of the 1992 close AM 1 cent coin, reaching around $18 million, was attributed to its exceptional mint state condition, nearly flawless surfaces, and the fact that it represented a key transitional moment in coin design history. While it might sound unbelievable that a penny could command such a value, the world of coin collecting thrives on scarcity, error, uniqueness, and historical intrigue, and this 1992 cent embodies all those qualities perfectly. Many theories circulate among experts about how exactly the proof die ended up being used for circulation strikes. Some suggest it was an honest mix-up during die preparation at the Philadelphia Mint, others speculate it could have been a test strike that accidentally entered circulation, while some even believe a Mint employee might have intentionally or unintentionally allowed these rare pieces to slip through. The truth may never be fully known, but that uncertainty adds even more mystery and fascination for collectors. Every time a new specimen surfaces, it renews excitement among coin enthusiasts and reminds everyone that treasures could still be hiding in plain sight. Imagine sorting through your old coins and suddenly spotting that the lei and M in America almost touch, realizing you could be holding one of the rarest coins ever struck by the US Mint, worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even priceless works of art. The reason collectors are willing to pay so much also ties to the coin story as a symbol of human error meeting historical significance. It represents a tiny lapse in precision during an era of industrial perfection, yet that very lapse turned into a masterpiece of numismatic wonder. Moreover, the 1992 close AM cent is not just valuable because of its rarity but also because it bridges two design generations, the 1992 wide AM being the norm and the 1993 close AM being the future standard, making it a tangible marker of that transition, almost like a time capsule of US coin design evolution. Some specimens have been certified by grading services like PCGS and NGC, and each certified piece carries a population report that further confirms its extreme scarcity, which naturally drives up the market value whenever one is offered for sale. In auctions, stories of lucky finds often accompany these coins, such as a collector who discovered one in a roll of old pennies or someone who noticed the error by accident while filling a coin album. These moments of discovery contribute to the coin's mythos, showing that valuable treasures can emerge from ordinary circumstances. Beyond the famous close AM error, experts also keep an eye on other 1992 cents showing die deterioration, doubling, off-center strikes, and die cracks, as these two can add to a coin's desirability, especially if they appear in combination with the main error. There's also the possibility that some 1992 AD cents, the Denver Mint version, might exist with a similar close AM reverse, though none have yet been confirmed, and if one were ever found, its value could potentially surpass even the Philadelphia example. The fascination with such coins lies not only in their rarity but also in the thrill of the hunt, the hope that anyone, anywhere, could come across one. The 1992 1-cent coin's legacy in numismatic history will likely endure for generations, as it demonstrates how even the smallest design details, overlooked by millions, can change everything for those who notice. Collectors are encouraged to carefully examine their 1992 pennies, especially those from unsearched rolls, jars, or estates, because while extremely rare, there's always that faint chance of discovering a hidden close AM. The $18 million valuation might seem astronomical, but in the world of rare coins, price is not only about metal content but about historical context, condition, and the passionate demand among those who see coins as artifacts of human achievement and error alike. The 1992 close AM cent represents a perfect storm of rarity, story, and collector fascination, and its tale serves as both an inspiration and a reminder that extraordinary value often hides in the most ordinary places. It's a coin that turned heads, sparked debates, and continues to fascinate experts decades later, ensuring its place among the legends of U.S. minting history, a humble 1-cent piece transformed into an $18 million marvel because of a mistake that became a miracle. Last 1996 a D1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and fascinating story from the world of rare coins, where small pieces of metal can hold incredible secrets and unimaginable value, and today's spotlight shines on the extraordinary 1996 D1-cent coin that has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the globe because of its stunning worth of a jaw-dropping $15 million, all thanks to the rare and unique errors and minting mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into an extraordinary masterpiece of numismatic wonder. At first glance, the 1996 D penny looks like any other common Lincoln cent minted in Denver, with Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but as every serious collector knows, the beauty and value of a coin often lie in its flaws, and this coin is no exception. The reason behind its massive price tag is not about its age or rarity in circulation, but because of a series of rare minting errors that are so unusual and precise that they transformed it into one of the most valuable 1-cent coins ever discovered. Imagine holding a small copper-plated zinc coin in your hand that looks ordinary under normal light but reveals a world of microscopic mysteries when examined under magnification, each imperfection telling the story of a chaotic moment inside the U.S. mint where machinery, timing, and metal alignment failed in just the right way to create something spectacular. The 1996 D penny in question exhibits what experts call a double die obverse, meaning that during the minting process, the die struck the coin twice in a slightly misaligned position, creating a visible doubling effect on Lincoln's face, particularly around his eyes, mouth, and the inscriptions like Liberty and the date 1996. This doubling is crisp and prominent, something extremely hard to find in coins from that era, especially since the Denver Mint's quality control was usually very tight. But that's only the beginning. Some versions of the 1996 D era coin also display a fascinating die crack running through Lincoln's head or extending through the lettering, creating a raised line that looks like a vein or lightning bolt across the surface, giving it a striking visual appeal that collectors adore. These cracks form when the die itself begins to deteriorate or break under the immense pressure of striking thousands of coins per minute, and such an error not only gives the coin character but also drastically increases its value because it documents the mint's internal wear and tear at that specific time in history. Another incredible feature that adds to the mystique of the 1996 D penny worth millions is the off-center strike error, where the coin's design is shifted slightly, leaving parts of the blank planchet exposed while pushing Lincoln's portrait off balance, giving it a distorted and artistic appearance. The more dramatic the off-center misalignment, the rarer the coin becomes, especially if all inscriptions remain legible. Now, imagine a coin combining both the double die and off-center errors. That's what truly makes collectors' hearts race, as these hybrid mistakes are almost impossible to replicate or fake. On top of that, some reports describe examples of the 1996 D penny being struck on a wrong planchet, meaning instead of the typical copper-plated zinc blank used for cents, the coin was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a dime or foreign coin, making it lighter, thinner, and with slightly different color and sound when dropped. Mistakes like this usually occur when leftover blanks from other denominations get mixed into the hopper, and though the mint tries to catch them, occasionally one slips through, escaping into circulation and waiting years to be discovered by an unsuspecting collector checking pocket change. The allure of the 1996 AD penny is that it blurs the line between accident and perfection, where each mistake contributes to an almost artistic uniqueness that can never be replicated. Over the years, coin enthusiasts and appraisers have studied known specimens and found that many of these error pennies have slightly different characteristics, suggesting that more than one die was involved, each with its own quirks and imperfections. Some coins show faint doubling only on the date, others have strong doubling on the word liberty, while a few reveal subtle die rotation errors where the obverse and reverse are not properly aligned when flipped, creating a rotated appearance. This combination of anomalies has made the 1996 AD penny an enigma in the numismatic community, a piece that represents both mechanical failure and precision artistry at the same time. What adds to the legend is that many of these coins went unnoticed for years because 1996 pennies were minted in massive quantities, billions of them, making it nearly impossible for collectors to examine each one closely. But once word spread about a specific Denver-minted cent fetching extraordinary prices at private auctions, treasure hunters began searching their coin jars, old piggy banks, and family collections, hoping to uncover one of these magical errors hiding in plain sight. The value of $15 million attached to this coin comes from a combination of factors: rarity, historical intrigue, collector demand, and condition. If the coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear, it skyrockets in value even more. The few known examples in pristine condition have been authenticated and graded by professional services, ensuring that every small line, crack, or doubling is genuine and not the result of damage or post-mint alteration. The beauty of coin collecting lies in such stories where a humble penny, a denomination most people ignore, becomes a ticket to unimaginable fortune, and the 1996 AD penny perfectly embodies that dream. It reminds collectors that even in the most common objects, extraordinary possibilities exist if you have the patience and knowledge to look closely. The 1996 AD penny's tale also serves as a snapshot of American minting history during the 1990s, a time when technology was evolving but still prone to mechanical flaws that could create once-in-a-lifetime anomalies. For collectors, owning such a coin isn't just about monetary value, it's about holding a piece of history, a rare artifact that captures a moment of imperfection frozen in metal. Beyond the doubling and cracks, there are also subtle errors like die chips, small raised blobs of metal caused by damage or clogging in the die, that appear near the letters or Lincoln's coat, each one adding character and individuality to the coin. Even the color variations matter. Some of these error coins have unusual toning or luster caused by slight differences in the metal composition or exposure to the elements over decades, giving them a unique golden or rainbow-like sheen that collectors find irresistible. The thrill of discovering one of these coins has inspired countless stories of people finding rare pennies in their change, only to realize later they're holding something worth more than luxury cars or houses. The 1996 AD penny stands as proof that not all treasure is buried, sometimes it jingles in your pocket. With the combination of multiple minting errors, perfect preservation, and the immense demand among collectors, this 1-cent coin has rightfully earned its place among the most valuable and sought-after U.S. coins ever known, rivaling even legendary error coins like the 1955 double-die penny or the 1943 copper cent. Its story continues to circulate among numismatists and coin enthusiasts worldwide, inspiring new generations to look closely at their change, search through rolls of coins, and never underestimate the potential value of even the smallest denomination. The mystery of how many such 1996 AD era pennies exist still remains unsolved, but one thing is certain: their rarity, beauty, and the captivating story behind their creation will keep collectors fascinated for generations. So next time you see a penny glinting on the sidewalk or lying forgotten in a drawer, remember the incredible tale of the 1996 AD 1-cent coin worth $15 million, and take a closer look, because you never know, the next fortune might already be resting in your hand, disguised as a simple piece of change that carries a legacy of imperfection, rarity, and endless fascination in the world of coins.